Hi Dolly friends, Chris and welcome back to our video. This is another request assigned for Jimmy, and the name of this video is Creators Lashing Out at Reviewers Reaction to Toy Wishes vs. Winnie the Pooh. Now, I am familiar with this guy. His name is GM Light. Go to his channel. Super cool dude. Super nice guy. He's funny. Go check him out. I'll put a post link to his channel in the info box below, so let's check it out.
Alright guys, welcome back. So what I wanted to talk about is kind of old news, but something
Old.
that kind of
When does it come out?
up today, and that's kind of the whole Twitter spat between the production company behind Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and Cody Reach, who I've been a fan of for years.
I like him. He's cool.
And when this all went down, I kind of just saw it, rolled my eyes, and just kept going on with my day. But it kind of got
up a little bit.
Again, and wanted to make this video today, where she talked about it. There was kind of an aspect about it that she touched on a little bit, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit deeper on. And she was talking about, like, this is weird. I've never seen a director or, the creatives behind a movie kind of lash out like this on a reviewer. And that's been something that's kind of been on my mind for a long time. Something that's really bothered me is creatives going after reviewers or people who, have good faith criticisms of their movies or, the products that they release that people are paying for. I don't think Cody was at all off base with any of his criticisms. This production company, as soon as Winnie the Pooh came into the public domain, they jumped on this thing immediately. As quickly, cheaply as possible, they turned out this movie, released it, and like he said, it got eyeballs because it was this IP that it wouldn't have had if it wasn't. So they exploited the IP to get it more eyeball. They turned it out quickly, cheaply as possible. And then they're surprised that it didn't get good reviews and that a lot of people were shitting on it. Now listen, I wasn't nearly as tough on this movie as a lot of other people. I had a decent enough time with it. Maybe it
wasn't bad.
Such low expectations that
I didn't think it was a bad movie. Some of it was just kind of didn't make any sense. And it looked like a cheaply made movie too. But
anything terrible was maybe just enough for me. But clearly Cody didn't, and he saw it for what the kind of cynical ploy that it really kind of was.
It's an opinion.
Production companies, grovel to him, saying we worked on this set and blah. Like that's irrelevant. Honestly, it felt like a kid doing his project for his teacher last second the night before, and then when the teacher inevitably gives it a bad grade, I worked all night on that. Blah blah. Like shut the fuck up. They knew exactly what they were doing. I don't know why they want everybody to kiss their ass. They obviously made a movie that was not very good. It was a bad movie. I was entertained by it. I think that the right person could have a decent time with it.
I had a decent time with it with my mom.
It was turned out very quickly, and like I said, on a low budget. There wasn't a crazy amount of effort put into this movie, and this whole production company lashed out and everything. It's reminiscent of a sentiment that I've been seeing.
I apologize for pausing, but it wasn't like it was like it 2017 type of fucking production value or anything, or Titanic.
For a couple of years now, and it's just
it was Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Too, because it's mainly kind of stemming from Marvel, Star Wars, Disney directors lashing out on good faith criticism and trying to slander it as people who are bigoted, trying to make excuses for the movie, and it's the same thing with the Defenders. That happened with this Winnie the Pooh movie. A lot of people came out defending it, saying that he should be happy that we have entertainment at all. Like, what? If it's not a good movie and you paid for it, you have the right to criticize it.
Yeah.
Saying today, every Marvel movie that's mediocre and comes out and people don't like it, well, everyone just expects Endgame nowadays and they want a million cameos. No, we want better writing. We want less comedy. It's really that simple. And the thing
Their opinions, people.
Since The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson completely fractured everything. And it's genuinely because he lashed out and set this trend of directors lashing out on reviewers, people who criticize their, movies or products or decisions in general. He made a very purposefully polarizing and divisive Star Wars movie.
I mean, I'm not going to shit on people who hates Megan, who don't like Megan the movie. I love Megan, and it's my favorite movie of the year. Last year, but I'm not gonna hate or shun people for not liking the movie. It's a fucking movie. It's not like it's rocket science or anything.
Rooted in IP that a lot of people loved, a lot of people dug what The Force Awakens set up, and this movie just kind of flips the chessboard and says, forget all about that shit, I'm doing my own thing. That wasn't going to sit well with people. He should have known that, and he was going to get backlash on that movie no matter what. But instead, his reaction is, everyone who didn't like it's sexist, everyone who didn't like it's racist. I think that's just a grossly negligent position on what people criticized it for. And yeah, there were people who did do that. It was wrong. You should call them out. But to point out and say that everybody who didn't like your movie that's just such a lazy argument. That's bad faith. And it's unfair to the legitimate fans that just wanted a better movie that didn't ruin character development.
Exactly.
Took away any possibility for
you don't have to like her
answer to any of the questions that the previous movie set up. And just to kind of contrast how things have changed with directors, look how Sam Raimi handled the backlash for Spider-Man 3 in 2007. He didn't blame the fans. He didn't blame anyone. And he had a damn good reason to blame the studio, and he didn't. He took responsibility for himself, and he said, look, I didn't have passion for the character of Venom. Fans see through that, and I'm sorry that I didn't provide the movie that the fans wanted. He understood that. He disappointed the fans that love his first two movies, and instead of attacking them or blaming them or saying they don't get it, he blamed himself. And I think he was a little too hard on himself, to be honest. But the sentiment stands clear. That's where things were at, and this is where things are at now. And I don't think that I'm just sticking to kind of isolated incidents where one director was humble and graceful before, and now we have, guys like Rian Johnson now who throw a fit because people don't like their movies. This is something that's been going on pretty steadily since 2017, and you could point out a lot of times where it's happened. It's also, too, coming from creators that do the most polarizing thing imaginable. Take James Gunn, for instance. So he basically destroyed the entire old DC universe, fired Henry Cavill, and it's not his fault what happened to Henry Cavill, but he was treated terribly, and James Gunn didn't seem to have much empathy for him.
Yeah.
All of that, he didn't do anything at that point to get us excited for the new universe. All he kind of did was just tell us what he's getting rid of and destroying, which was all the old continuity, the stuff that I've fallen in love with, all the characters that I love, and those versions. Inevitably, people were going to be upset, and instead of understanding that and showing some professionalism, he decided to lash out at people on Twitter. And God, I would like celebrities so much more if they didn't have Twitter, stayed off social media. And
I don't have Twitter, so I don't. Not.
And that doesn't
I don't have Twitter, so I don't goes on there.
On Twitter, they shouldn't be doing it, but they're not the professionals, and they should be ignored. That's exactly what's so different about now versus then. We're all so much more well-connected, but I think that the seal kind of broke with this Rian Johnson thing, and now I think creators are way more comfortable with lashing out, blaming fans when things don't go well, and there's just such a lack of grace or humility with them. It's just really pissing
They're
them off.
movies.
I don't get it at all. It usually stems from pretty controversial decisions too. This is stuff that they should understand. There's going to be backlash. People aren't going to be all on board for wiping the entire DC universe, throwing out Star Wars continuity and canon as trivial, making beloved old characters written to be exactly the opposite of the way that they used to be. This is stuff that's going to rub people the wrong way. People are going to have criticism for it. There's people that don't like these things for the wrong reasons, and they shouldn't be taken seriously. No one should hear them or give them or lend them any credence, and I think that that's the end of that. But overall, this whole thing with the Winnie the Pooh stuff is just such a turnoff, and it's unfortunate. It's
ridiculous.
That you want to support independent horror movies, but stuff like this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we each have every right to criticize that movie.
And they are movies.
Down at all. Everything was above the belt. There was nothing that wasn't legitimate about his criticism. Maybe they didn't like that they got called out for exactly what they were doing, but that's their problem. And, when someone's going to spend $20 to go see this movie in theaters, I think others should know what they're getting into before that. That's all I got to say about that, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you next time.
This drama shit is way too far. It's a fucking movie. It's not real. It's not like it's big or anything. I mean, they made a sequel anyways, and they're making money off these pieces of shit, so why would you even complain about it? It's unfair to the fans, because fans like these type of movies. I mean, they're paying $10, $20 to go see this motherfucker in the theater, so But if people don't like the movie, they don't like the movie. It's like asking for this here. Here's a milkshake of chocolate. Here's one of vanilla, and they're for different people. They give you all the cherry on top, and then you don't like it. You throw it at the worker because you feel like it was melting and it wasn't, hard enough, and they get mad. It's like that type of situation. Like, these are fucking movies. I'm not gonna shit on people who don't like Megan. I like Megan, that's all that matters. If you don't like Megan, that's completely okay. Just don't shit on me for liking a movie or not liking a movie. I keep saying, if you like this movie, if you don't like this movie, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with liking or hating a movie that you don't like or hate. People are way too criticizing these type of shit. I don't know what the fuck goes down on that fucking Twitter shit, but I don't want Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I only use Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's about it. But this is ridiculous. I do agree with GM Light on this. on this. Guys, it's a motherfucking movie. People don't have to like it. People don't have to hate it. It's a fucking movie.